Welcome to the beautiful, lovely Sid's Views podcast.
This week we threw in the beautiful and lovely.
I know. Diego, is that good enough for you?
I loved it.
Yeah, before the mics are up, he said, do it real romantic.
Oh, no, he sounds so sensual. I almost want to go give him a hug.
Oh, my God.
My God. Audio check 1, 2. What is it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sid's View podcast. Yeah, right, man.
The lovely and beautiful.
The lovely and beautiful. X-rated.
Yep.
Yo, Keeters, he's always fun to read his
Hell yeah.
stuff. I love it. All guys waving flags and commenting on podcasts. I love it.
Lunacy starting early. Yeah, that's correct. We had two people wheezing in sync a second after the mics went
Do
up.
we still have the censor button on here?
Yeah, hit it. Let me hear.
I don't think we do. We got rid of it, didn't we? Oh, no. It's right
Ooh,
there.
There we go.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God.
I might need that.
Yeah, we're going to do it to Remy tonight.
Yeah. That will be needed deep in the pick'ems when we start going on like real
yeah.
unhinged
This
rants.
Hey, the way I watch you guys pick them for the brackets, this ought to be entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Like, you guys watch the races blindfolded?
What the hell are you talking about, guys?
You guys are like Stevie Wonder at the races.
Damn.
Sorry.
Are you, though?
No, not really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't say that then.
It's going to be an exciting week. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week, right?
Jeremy says we need this for you.
Oh, yes, we do. Yep.
I can't even
I'm sorry?
say no. I can't.
She knows it's true.
You do.
Don't say that around the wrong dude.
Oh, jeez, you guys are out of control.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, this is bad.
We're out of
Par for the
control.
course.
Here he goes. All right.
All right, here we go. We're into it. We got a minute to go here.
I
Oh,
almost
I'm
forgot
excited.
about this.
Time to thug it out, man.
Thug it
I almost
out.
forgot about this.
Oh, man, I got to figure that out too, huh? Okay.
We've been doing good with the pizza, too.
It was a little overdone today.
Yeah, they
Well,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, very crispy.
They went
they
extra
went
crispy
crazy
on
on it.
us.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sid said, I like my pizza well done, please.
You don't know that.
I know you do. You're Italian.
I don't call in the pizza. So
Oh, you don't?
No. Tisha takes care of us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tish.
Thank you, Tish.
Diego will be up to complain after the show.
I enjoy it. No, I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I had tacos last night. I had one too many. I had indigestion about 2 in the morning.
Tacos are great.
Aren't they?
Oh, I love them.
And then like my wife made them for the whole team, and the team left. So I just had like 8. And I had indigestion.
All right, that's enough. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the Sid's View podcast. Glad to have you aboard. We got lots to get into. Let's get right into it. Our man Diego's over there bopping around like crazy. What's up, buddy?
Yes. Happy to be back on a fun Tuesday night. Let's go.
All right, our girl Remy is over here on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, we can't have Tommy Baldwin do it because he's had enough of you, mother.
Yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, down in the bullpen, he's raring to go is our man Fro.
What up, everybody? It's your man Rob back at it again. And let me tell you, this weekend, we are going to Thompson to go racing 51st Icebreaker Weekend.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Mother Nature seems like she wants to get wise, but we're hoping that that will not be the case. And we're going to start off today with letting everybody know that we've had such a good time with Jack Pixton in the house that we've invited him to stay with us for the rest of the season. So
How about it?
Yeah.
How about it?
Glad to have him back. He's going to be taking care of the weekly update for the 2025 season here at the Sid's View podcast. Looking forward to chilling with him for the rest of the year. Don't forget, if you want to join the fun, you got to get that podcast membership. Go over to youtube.com/SidsView/join. Bonus content every Thursday, in addition to what we post out there on the free side. And, of course, you can be part of the live chat And let's get our friends over at Monaco Ford up and going. They are doing the live scroll like they do every week for us. Glad to have them aboard, as always. So let's get into a couple things, shall we? First of all, this will be the last show before the Seacon Grand Prix hot seat gets fired back up.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so for the remainder of the year, we'll be having in-studio guests. We're starting it off
With who?
the legendary
Uh-huh.
Ben Dodge
Whoa!
Jr. coming
Oh,
in next
yes.
week. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
this ought to be great.
so we're going to have a great time. He is an absolute wealth of knowledge. There's very few things in our sport that Ben has not been a part of or seen or
Dude, he's a
made
great
the call.
guy, too.
Yeah, he's the best. So
Nice
really
guy.
excited to have Ben. And then we're following it up
Okay.
with the live wire. We're gonna confirm this. Now I've heard rumblings that he kind of grew out of the live wire moniker. We'll have to get that
Yeah.
verified. But Chris Myers coming in.
All right.
then-
Hopefully he'll bring us all
Some little ice cream.
ice cream or
That'd be cool,
it'd
yeah.
be great.
Right. And then we're going to follow that up in our third week there with Alexander Pearl, Mr. Moving Up to the SKs. Alex
Moving on
Pearl.
up. Oh yeah.
So, and then, of course, we're going to have a ton more scheduled here as we go through the season. So we're excited to get that back going. And huge thank to the guys over there at Seacon Grand Prix for sponsoring that and allowing us to have the
I love him.
the in-studio guests. Yeah.
Wayne Darlin's a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he took care of us here with the March Madness, which we're going to get to.
few
in a little
people
bit.
you meet in life, and he's one of them that I really enjoy.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, just a little bit outside of racing. Speaking of March Madness, Diego and I was just talking about the Yukon men who I did not think they were going to. I don't know if people fill out their brackets. I do a
Yeah.
couple every year. I had them losing to Florida in both, but
Yeah.
as a true Yukon fan, I was kind of
Dude,
thinking they were going to win. They
they-
were in control that whole game, and then they lost the lead with a little over 2 minutes left. They tied it one more time shortly after that, and then Florida took over.
Well,
Story of
they
the
went
season.
on like a 5-minute scoring drought late in the
yeah,
game.
yep,
And they still held the lead
yeah,
without scoring for 5 minutes. Man, I love the Huskies.
yep.
I love college basketball. Man,
They played good defense in this tournament, which was not really
Well,
their calling card this
they
year.
played great defense
Yeah.
against Florida, and they said it a lot. They weren't that great this year,
Yeah,
but they entered the tournament like they wanted to win again.
yeah.
They went out like champs. I
Yeah.
mean, they probably played the best.
Yeah, they
I mean,
played hard.
Duke might be the best team
Yeah.
with Cooper Flag, but I don't know how many people on here watch college basketball, but
But-
it was,
Yeah.
it's fun.
But listen,
they
and
just can't finish out games.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
season story of their season.
On
you
a
know?
side note, did anybody watch girls basketball? Now they are really having a turnaround.
I was just going to say the girls are still.
So, but they have a turnaround. Like there's a bargain agreement going on with the WNBA right now. Some girls aren't going to go out for the draft. I've been following all this stuff because the money's just going to be a heck of a lot better for them in a year.
oh, yeah.
So some of them aren't even going to, come out.
So they're going to stay in school one more year?
Well, they'll go play overseas or something for a year
Oh.
until the bargain agreement comes
Oh.
together. Then they'll come and enter the draft
Got it.
where they can make some money. But USC's star just went down last
Oh,
night.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, tore a ligament in
Yeah.
her knee.
ACL. She's done.
Ace, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad for
That's
girls
terrible.
basketball.
Yep.
Either way, I'm happy it's getting the recognition that it deserves.
What's that? Women's love?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I felt like Kobe's daughter was really going to be the one that was going to really elevate it.
Kobe
but-
Bryant's daughter.
Kobe Bryant's
Oh,
daughter.
what? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But then
Oh.
with Caitlin Clark and Sabrina.
Oh, the girls are getting a lot of
they're
love right
getting
now.
So
Yeah.
much love and yeah. So
All right. So listen, real quick. I say Justin Bonsignore's in the chat. He wants to know if Thompson is postponed.
Oh, here
yet.
we go.
Yeah. So that brings up
Oh,
the
there's
funny.
Dr. Justin Bonsignore.
I know. Listen, right? Yeah, that's the best story of the offseason, really.
Set, hike.
So, but it did have me thinking, like, we were chatting a little bit when we first got down here tonight about, like, that is the worst part of being a track owner operator is dealing with Mother Nature.
Dude.
And
Right.
I've been fortunate enough to interview tons of operators, past and present, and they all say the same thing. The weather is the biggest hurdle you have as an operator because It can change, it's one of those things where like you feel like if you call it early enough, a lot of times that is the right thing to do. But how many times have they called it early enough and then it turned out to be bright and sunny?
Right.
And it's my my laptop's making noises.
Oh, you've got mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, another thing me and Sid were talking about is like, another thing the streaming age has kind of brought about is like, if there's even a chance that there's weather and you can go see it on Flow or Racing America or whatever, you're not going to show up and buy the ticket most of the time. I mean, before it was kind of like, oh, let's go and wait it out. Like, let's go and see. Now you're not really going to do that.
You guys want to hear something good? So if you would have just replayed our conversation when I first walked in today,
Yeah.
and this was the topic of conversation, right, when we first got here.
Right.
And what did I say? I don't know what weather you guys are looking at, but I see 20% and 40%.
Yeah.
Right? I got the racers' view.
You got the racers forecast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you guys have got, because you have to work it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? So you're like, damn, man, I got to bring all the equipment. You hate to get rained on. You got cameras. You got everything.
Well, the last thing you want to see is a 50% chance of rain. I mean, you'd rather see 100%, honestly.
Right.
Because at least then you're like, all right, well, now we don't even really got to prep.
Yeah.
But it's
you're,
like,
you're going to have to put something on your hair.
oh, dude, I'd rather cut it than walk around with it dripping wet. I want to be able to see.
Yeah, right, man.
Bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll have to, just pray for the best, see what happens. I mean, I'm excited to get things going here. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a doozy of the weekend, weather aside. With you got an event where you got the Monaco mods on Saturday and the NASCAR mods on Sunday. That's awesome.
What an event this weekend.
So hopefully that.
I'm kind of surprised there was no act cars. Mashad and them. I don't know why that they weren't there to do, to open. That would have been like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Right at his event.
The pass is running on Saturday, so that's Mayberry's thing.
Yep.
So they got plenty going on there. So let's just hope that Mother Nature has a change of heart here in the next 48 hours, and that the forecast will change before we get to the weekend. So, all right. So listen, as we said, Jack's going to be with us for the whole year, and so you know what that
welcome,
means.
Jack.
That means that my man's got his own caricature.
Look at that.
Come on!
Holy shit, look at that.
Look at that handsome devil.
Hey, how about that? I didn't even know that was happening, so
Surprise!
That's dope.
So what do you got, brother?
All right. Shout out to Fowler's Auto Wrecking for this week's weekly update. We're gonna start it off. King of the Modifieds, Matt Hirschman, winning down in South Boston. Of course, the big controversy this week, the big clip going around. Jake Crum, Jack Baldwin involved, lap 84. If you haven't seen the clip,
We have it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you cue that up there?
They're second running,
Hey,
right?
dude. We like to keep it clean on the live show, but you're gonna hear some F-bombs here. Totally worth it. It's great content. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rems.
It's not a swear if it's in a quote.
Baldwin wants the crowd to get horn into the wall. Jack Baldwin at 99. We told you that might happen. And Crum is ticked off. These are two aggressive race car drivers and drivers that have traditionally been very emotional behind the wheel. Baldwin and Crum hit the wall hard in turn number 1. Crum's out of the car. Crum going over to have a word with Jack Baldwin.
Great job by Flo with this clip, by the way. It looks like it's 3 different camera shots. Good job on the quick edit putting this together.
Yep.
And
This wasn't on the live, right?
right.
This is
I don't
handheld
believe
B-roll.
no. That first part was, but
Yep.
these two aren't. Yep. My man is fired up.
But I will go with you. Let go me! Not enough of you motherfuckers!
It's fired up. Now, look at this guy at the end here, right? With the camera. No, dude, we're filming it, guy. Don't tell us to shut it down.
A
This is the
little
best
late to
stuff.
tell him to get out of there. I mean, it's
know.
already went down.
We already got all the good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, him on the hot seat.
One of those
How about
freeze
that?
frames needs to be a meme. The one where he's all red. He's like
Veins popping and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So Fence
dude.
Line says in the chat that Baldwin's in-car shut off right before that. That is the worst.
Oh, that's painful.
That is the worst.
That is painful.
There was
Damn.
so much passion right there.
Yeah.
Dude, so much. God.
So
It's
did you
unbelievable.
see Tommy on his podcast?
I watched clips of it.
Yeah.
I watched him. I couldn't believe he was on. He's on Dirty Mo, right?
Yeah.
He was on.
Him and Freddie Kraft. I
yeah.
forget the name of what their
Yep.
podcast is called.
Right
but-
away, he was on. I only watched some small clips, but I said to my wife, look at this.
Yeah.
He's already on Dirty Mo the next day. They didn't waste no time getting him
Well, I
in.
mean, they're doing a podcast on a weekly basis. He's
Yeah.
got to do it. He's got to.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so
Yeah.
I would be shocked and actually very disappointed if he didn't talk about it. You're going to
Right.
do a weekly podcast and be an active player in the sport, then that's part of the deal when you get
Yeah.
caught with that kind of stuff. So
They made up a really valid point here. You know, Jamie Tomano's been in this sport a really long time.
yeah.
I think Jake Crumb's got some money and some talent, but something's happening there. And Eddie Harvey's involved in that whole team. I'm not sure how. I wish I could talk to them and see how they feel about what's going on. You know, do they have their drivers back 100% here?
Yeah.
What's going on? I did listen. I didn't get a chance to watch that part of the race, but they did. They do this whole thing where they talk to the driver, and they had talked to Crumb during the race, and he was running like 15th, and he had said, "Listen, I just want to be respectful. I just want to run the race and finish where we finish."
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And then I go to dinner, I come home, and I see these clips, and I'm like, oh, so much for that. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure what's happening there, but there was definitely some bad blood there. And Luke Baldwin, the reigning champ of that race, went on to finish third, right?
Yeah. So Tyler Trott is going to try racing a late model along with the street stocks after purchasing his late model car earlier this winter. Trott plans to run in both the street stock and late model divisions. What did I put here?
Yeah, so I think that's so he's not committing full time to either division, right?
Well, I was a little surprised by the huge write up. I'm like, look at Tyler Trott getting some burn time on
right.
ACT.
Yep.
But it seemed like he was like trying to do a rental deal.
Yeah, he's so after acquiring the late model car during the off season, the team's looking to rent out the street stock car.
I can't
Oh.
believe that though. I'm not sure why he wouldn't go back for the street stock championship.
Yeah, I think most expected him to. I mean, myself included.
I would too. Why wouldn't you go back? You were so close last year.
Right.
Hey, whatever. You do what you do. I always see him posting he does a lot of social marketing for his detailing business. I see it a lot.
Yeah.
But, he's got things going on. Good for him.
There was a quote from him. It said, if I do end up liking the late model, we want to preserve our rookie status so we can run for Rookie of the Year in 2026. As for the street stock, I think right now we're looking at doing the big races like the Sizzler, the Fall Final, and we're definitely going to run the Mid-State extra distance race.
So he's running a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it would maybe be like one season he does fully, and maybe then he does a few of the other.
I got a question for you.
Go.
What does it mean, though, honestly? Is it to get Rookie of the Year? And this is just me. Is that a big deal?
That's a great question. 'Cause
Is it a big
A lot
deal?
of people still do that.
I know,
I think
like,
Travis Hydar did that last year. with the
listen, if
Limiteds.
I was getting $10,000 for Rookie of the Year, I'm doing it.
right.
But what is the big deal? I mean, that's just me.
Coming
Other-
from the guy who's won it in almost every division at the Speedbowl.
Yeah, I don't understand what
Did you think that was a big deal? I mean, you won them in 3 divisions.
I never paid attention
Right,
to
but you
it.
weren't really gunning for it. You just
I
happened
was
to
never
win it.
gunning
Right.
for. I was always
right.
gunning for wins, like how many races I could try to win.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't mean to discredit anybody that's won it in the
No,
past.
that's a great question because right when you think about it, yeah, I don't know, and I don't know the answer. I don't know if it's you get $1,000 bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah,
or-
I mean, maybe you're in the record books in the history.
I guess, yeah.
Because
I
I
mean, you
could
would
go
be.
back and look at yours. I'm in the record book, but I don't know. I mean, if you're
Sometimes, but yeah, the Rookie of the Year is strange because sometimes, like we were just talking, and you'll see it on the Thursday vids. We were talking about at the Speedbowl the year 1999.
Yeah.
And then in 2000, Corey Hutchins and Moose Doughton both moved to the late models and were immediately good and immediately winning races.
Yeah.
And like in that scenario, like the Rookie of the Year, definitely had some
Oh.
battle to it.
Yeah, right.
But then there's other times when people win Rookie of the Year because they're the only rookie in the division.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, so
What did that mean?
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get you.
Yep.
All right. Kyle Larson dominated in Miami, winning both the truck and cup races. Ryan Priest finished 9th after starting 31st.
Yeah.
But-
so
I just
What's his name? Almost did a sweep, right?
Oh, Larson.
Oh,
Yeah,
Larson.
yeah. If he doesn't get his little hiney lifted up on that restart and spinning the
Oh,
wheels,
dude. By who was it? Mayer?
yeah.
Sam Mayer? Yeah.
Sam Mayer was fast though.
Well, yeah.
But-
But he also drove through him a little bit.
Hey, you got
Hey, what are you gonna do?
You got the big boy coming down to my playground.
Right,
Hold on.
right. Yeah, why not?
You're gonna stomp on his toes a little bit.
But yeah, even like the truck win for Larson was really weird. I think it was Lane Riggs leading,
Yeah.
and the truck shut off. He drives back to the lead, and then it shuts off again.
right.
I mean, there had to be unfathomably bad luck there for that to
Yeah.
happen, and it's not even like he blew up. It
Right.
just shut off twice.
Right. Electronics.
Right. So I don't know, something like that, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, even the cup win, Larson, I mean, he took the lead with what? 10 to go?
Oh, did you
By-
see
by
Did you
Bowman?
see Bowman smack the
They
wall?
were both smacking the wall.
Oh,
Larson
boo,
just
boo,
didn't
boo.
smack it as bad.
You listen. I was pumped. I am super excited for Ryan Priest. It's so great to be able to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
good about him.
yeah.
I know.
yeah.
No, I mean, man, I'm really right back on the bandwagon again. I'm back
same.
on there, and I'm going. Let's
Right.
go.
I was watching his in-car cam on
Yeah.
HBO, and it was cool to just see how he works. But
Well, think about it. Daytona, he flips with 5 to go.
Right.
Atlanta, he crashes on the final lap. Both super speedways,
Yep.
whatever happens, anything goes there. Coda, I don't really know. Not a
Fuel
real course
problem,
guy.
right?
Yeah, something like that.
He was running
but
good.
Since that's happened, it's been 15th, 3rd, and 9th.
Right.
Yeah.
If he makes it to the
Oh,
finish, he finishes
can I
top
get a
15.
hell yeah?
That's a hell yeah for me right
Yes,
there.
let's
Yeah,
go,
come on, let me
Ryan.
see that playoff run. Come
Hell
on,
yeah.
give it to me.
Right outside the top 15 in points, may
Yep.
I add? All right. Go ahead.
all right, to finish it off, 11-time Bowman Gray Stadium modified champ Burnt Myers will make his NASCAR Cup Series point race debut at Martinsville this weekend. His first start came earlier this year when the Clash debuted at his home.
Yeah, did you know that? I heard that in the Flow broadcast of the King
That
of the
he was
Modifieds. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I haven't paid attention to Burt Myers much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all right, but his short videos or something are just distasteful to me.
Oh, is that right?
Well, they're just kind of cheesy.
Okay.
So, like, they're always of him giving an interview, and I know he's a great marketing guy.
He is good. Yeah, he's definitely good at that.
But it was almost oversaturated now where I don't
Yeah.
even want to watch it.
Well, see, I don't watch it. I was surprised to say that you did watch it.
Well, because they come on, because this algorithm thing that they call.
Yeah.
So it shows up.
the algorithm
that they
thing.
call.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Whatever it's called.
Wow. Make yourself sound like an old guy.
Well,
why don't
I'm just saying. You guys always educate me real fast. I'm like, why does this show up? Well, why do you think,
All right, that was it for the first weekly update, officially part of the show. So
Yeah, right on.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah, I'll
AJ.
give it another round of applause right
Hold
there.
on, hold on.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you. Happy to be a part
Got
of
the whole
team.
studio
So-
audience in here
glad
now.
to have you with us, my man.
Hell yeah.
All
Hell
right,
yeah.
let's get ready. Rems, you ready?
Ooh, it's gonna
It's
be
that
good.
time for the Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget. I kind of screwed the audio up there. Sorry.
Listen, I heard screaming and then the music. You did all right.
Yeah, it happens. All right, so let me see. What do I have? What do I have today? Oh, we're gonna do Icebreaker Family Tree for the modified race. You ready?
Oh,
So, the only set of brothers to win the Icebreaker is Rick Fuller, who won it 3 times, 91, 97, and 2001, and Jeff Fuller, who won it in 92, 93. If you don't mind here real quick, I am just going to hold the phone. Forget it. I screwed that up. Never mind. All right, so the father-son duo, Ed Flemke in 1976, Ed Flemke Jr. 2008. The grandfather and grandson duo is Bob Santos in 1971 and Bobby Santos III in 2010. And the uncle-nephew duo, Ted Christopher, who won it 4 times, and Mikey Christopher Jr., who won it in 2022. So, heading into the weekend, potential to join this list which could be a win on the Monaco mods on Saturday, Diego with the faces again. Or on Sunday with the modified tour would be Matt Hirschman, whose father Tony won the Icebreaker in 1990, Chris Pastriak, whose father Charlie won in 1994, and Kyle Bonsignor, whose cousin Justin won the Icebreaker 3 times. And Diego just feels like he's doing something cool by trying to make me laugh.
No, listen, Remy needs to cut to Diego more during
And
that.
I will
He always
be
looks very intrigued.
sure to get you back during viewer mail. Okay?
He's over there like, oh, very astute observations there, Sid.
Yeah, so let's bring it down to Rob with the old popcorn stat chat.
Want to give a shout out to Hoosier Retirees. They're going to be with us today and the rest of the season, of course. I got 3. You know, I just kind of became the standard amount, I guess, over time. But here we go.
All right.
Home tracks versus open shows, one-offs, part-time runs. You know, we got a lot of drivers around here that will run the full season and they'll go do their tour mod race, or they'll run with Monaco for a few starts. And I want to ask you guys, what is more important to a driver's career? Running well throughout the season and putting together, big championship run, or taking the opportunities when they come, maybe those one-off chances they know they might not get again?
I think you got to swing for the fences and just send it, and just go for it. But
I think it depends on the driver. I think some drivers are going to, like what Ron Silka's doing this year, where he's saying, I'm not going to commit to any one series. I'm just going to pick big races throughout the region. And then for other guys, it's more important to, be loyal to one track or one series or, hey, we might dabble in this, but we're going to concentrate on this track. And so I think it kind of depends on the driver.
I was shocked to see Silk down running the king of the mods.
Yeah.
He was down there running damn good.
Right.
I was shocked to see him down there. They normally don't do that.
Yeah,
So-
but again, that's their ammo this year, is pick out big mod events. And
Yep.
You know who I think was like that for a little bit? Was Teddy Hodgson.
Yep.
He quit the weekly SK deal. He went from SK Light to SK.
Yep.
And he almost got himself a championship last year. I mean, he was a point leader there with like 4 to go. But, he did that. He was doing the open mods, did some tri-track races, and now I know he's solely pretty much on the tri-track train.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was one of the guys that did the same thing. To me personally, we've had this conversation in the shop with Brody, and to be able to go run 5 or 7 big races versus running a full weekly grind series, I think you get more if you're looking to get more out of either sponsor money or money. I think the 5 big races and more recognition. Imagine if you ran 5 races and went out and ran in the top 5 almost all of them and won 1 or 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, people would be like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
I know, yeah.
Right?
You're gonna have
But
to
if
get
you
start-
win,
right.
if you win 3 races throughout your whole season in a weekly series, nobody knows.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you say, like, the stage of the career matters more? Like, let's say you have 5 full SK seasons under your belt versus 1, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you run 1 season, you do all right, and then you get this, crazy open mod ride, and that doesn't work by whatever chance. I mean, I know there's a small chance of that happening, but let's say it does happen, and it doesn't work out. I mean, what do you go back to? Like, the foundation is not really laid yet. Is that a factor of it?
I don't know.
I mean, I think like if you're like a young kid coming in and you're doing a weekly series for 2-3 years, and then Monaco comes along and is like, hey, want to do a couple tri-tracks, or the NASCAR mod tour comes around. I feel like just to get yourself out there and get your sponsors out there more, you would want to do
But I think the question
all
here
those
is,
events.
if you were on your own team, let's just say your dad was funding your team,
Yeah.
and your dad says to you, Jack, you want to run the full SK season at Stafford, or do you want to go run 5 huge events?
Him being the accountant, he would say the 5 events. Just
Right.
'cause of
Right.
So that's the question here,
that makes
right?
sense. Yeah, yeah. That
That's the
makes
question. What do you want to do? You want to grind it out all season, or do you want to run the 5 big events? Right. It's a great question.
Right.
sense. That is a good question.
Right. I don't know. I'd be curious on what the live chat thought, but I love racing, but 5 big events at my old age, if we were racing 5 big events, I'd be happy.
Right. I mean, especially if you make noise, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I mean, you don't want to go down to the 5 big events and then do nothing.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Alrighty. Here's my next one for you guys. The Speedbowl does not start their season until May, right?
Yeah?
Do you agree with the strategy behind this? Like, is it the smart move to give people more time to prep and, get entry lists and all that stuff together? Or are you kind of handing over the spotlight to Stafford and Thompson by not starting that until that deep into the year?
When does Stafford start?
April.
They start April 26th.
Well, your brother's the one that started them opening up in May, because they used to open up the week before the icebreaker for the longest time. Because I remember actually
Week before the icebreaker?
Well, so it's funny because Rich Keeter put in the chat that Burt Myers and Sid will forever be linked, because that was the first episode of Sid's View. And I shot that with my wife, Tisha. And the reason why we shot it, because my only crew at the time was the Gleason brothers, but they weren't there because it was icebreaker weekend. And that's why Burt Myers was there. He went up there to run the icebreaker, and Terry cut the deal with the Paul family for him to race that night. And so the Speedbowl, but again, when Terry owned the track, he had a mortgage on the place. He needed that place to be open as many weekends as possible.
Right.
And that's not the case with Bruce Beamer. So I don't think they give up the spotlight to Stafford or Thompson, because they have a bigger spotlight anyways. It doesn't matter, I don't think.
Listen, there's a lot of events even starting May 2nd. How many events there's on their schedule? 20-something, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot on the schedule still. Even
For
though,
the Speedbowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
So your debate is, are they giving the spotlight up? Is that what
Right,
is that
yeah,
what it really
yeah,
is
essentially.
about? I don't know if that's even a case anymore, is it?
Stafford's not even open that weekend.
What do you mean?
I don't think.
No, they do the Sizzler, then they do a week off, and
then
they'll come back for
right.
the 10th
Yeah.
or whatever
Right,
it is.
right.
Yeah.
So they're the only. So I mean, Seekonk and the Speedbowl both open on the same weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
So do you guys think it's too late?
Well, for me, it's more just about like the pipeline. For Waterford, like they put the schedule and the rule book out way later than everyone else. I mean,
Yeah.
do
If
you
that's
think
been like
it's almost
that-
a hindrance? But I mean, would you say it's a hindrance from a driver perspective, a team perspective?
I don't think the Speedbowl has any real marquee events that it's almost kind of like they have to defer to the Icebreaker and the Sizzler and the SK5K and the Fall, and even like Open Wheel, like they're all bigger established events. The Speedbowl, the Blast Off technically dates back to 1975, but there's no real structure to what that. It was a race, then it was a weekend, then it was a
Right.
there's no structure.
Yeah, it's
to
just
it.
sort of a
It's all-
brand name.
Yeah.
Right.
To me, I don't think it matters much.
Well,
'Cause
the only thing that's established is the Tri-Track event, and they put their schedule out well in advance. So regardless of if the Speedbowl does their full schedule, that is
but-
already known.
To me, obviously, I've been born and raised a Speedbowl guy, right? The bowl is the bowl, though. Everybody gets excited to go to the bowl. At least the normals, right? I mean, the regulars. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's just so unfortunate we lost all those marquee events.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Too much changeover in the
too much.
operational
But
control.
at the end of the day, for the racers and going to the racetrack, the bowl is the bowl. They're always hyped up, so it doesn't matter. I don't know if that answers the question. That's just my
Right.
The bowl has its own special thing, as bad as sometimes the management has been, or how they get info out, or how things are run, especially with Stafford being right up the road and just doing such a good job at running everything, the facility,
Yep.
the socials.
Yeah.
I mean, they just are really setting the bar so high that you almost say, screw it, I can't hang with them anyway. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they just put so much. I mean, they could get back there at once.
It's like
some
a funny,
point.
not funny though. But
Right. But
Yeah.
they could get
Yeah,
back
you
there.
almost you almost laugh in this.
But my
satirical
point
way.
is, it's still the Speedbowl, right? And that's that's me.
Yeah.
I love going there. I love racing there. And through all the turmoil, I still love
The
being a
problem is
competitor.
I don't think everybody agrees with that. You know what I mean? Like you definitely have this. I'll be there to support the place, pretty much, almost regardless of anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't think that's reflective of a majority of the Southern New England racing community anymore, sadly. And I think the fact that they don't really, for whatever reason, I don't know what the reason is. I'm not trying to bash them, but these are just facts. Like, they don't put that effort in to, and it shows. Like, they, to have the schedule out early. Like, we were trying to research our we did a video about people switching divisions, and we looked at their rosters, and it's dated April of last year.
Non-existent.
Like, they're just not updating that stuff, and that matters. They might not think it matters, but it matters.
Right.
It matters to the fan base that you want to engage in your product.
Yeah.
And when
listen, there's no doubt that there's been a serious disconnect.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I talk about this with clients all the time. Like, if you're building a website or you're building your social channels or your YouTube channel, if you go to a YouTube channel and it says the last video was posted 5 years ago, you're probably like, okay, it's not really an active channel anymore. Moving on.
Right.
And so that's kind of what you're getting when you look at the roster. Like, oh, you're not really up to updating your presence online.
That's too bad that more isn't put into that process.
Yeah.
Right. It sucks though for the competitors. Like there's a lot of good drivers down there and a lot of good teams. Like we go down there, Eric Burnt, the Streeters. I can name a bunch. They're all great teams, good people, and
but I can give you 24 people that used to be considered speedball guys that are racing primarily at Stafford now.
Yeah. Well, Stafford has done a great job at putting those drivers out there. It's better for sponsorship.
Listen, I'm not right 100%. I totally understand why they're doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't knock those guys for going up there.
Why would you? They
know
they're going to go to a place that's going to get that Stafford's established. They take good care of their drivers.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. That's one thing that maybe my brother was trying to do that when he was running the place. They gave out hats in Victory Lane. They had events. Getting letters. I mean, all these things.
Your brother was acting like my uncle. He was like Brooksy out there in Victory Lane every time there was a feature winner.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're off on Rob's topic, though.
I know, but
to Rob's question, I don't think the Speedbowl opening later affects anything. I think I actually prefer it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Because I feel like the icebreaker and the they should happen like when there's nothing else going on. To me, they're that big of the events.
Right.
And like the fact that the Speedbowl would open and then there would be the icebreaker and the Speedbowl would still be running that Saturday was kind of weird. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, and now, like I said, like Stafford doesn't run that week and Thompson's not running. So it is kind of a standalone thing. So I kind of like it the way it is. I don't have a problem with it.
All right, I got one more for y'all. I don't know how many of you heard about this, but there was an ARCA race at Five Flags that was won by somebody born in 2010. Damn. The same year, I might add, that Sid's View began.
Thank you.
You like that?
Yeah, I'm old.
Now, this really got me thinking. All right, everyone knows you got to start the racing pipeline young now, right? To go out and win an ARCA race, that's a big deal at 15. At 15.
Woo!
At what age is it safe to label someone an up-and-comer or a bust?
Well, I hate this, right? Because you had said that there are some people that said that Brody is like almost too old now.
Well, he's 16.
Which is ridiculous.
I don't think he's too old, but you've got like Earnhardt's nephew who's winning a 13.
Yeah.
I think he's 13. He just won at Hickory in a limited late, right? It's pretty much a late model with like a 603, pretty much a late model. He's 13 years old. Harvick's kid is running a pro late with Brody.
Yep.
Kid is damn fast. He's only like 14, right? It's unbelievable.
It's
What's too late?
I don't think we have a show long enough for me to rant on this, but like I hate, like, what is the freaking rush, man? Like, why?
Money.
Yeah.
Why do you have to find, like, it just bothers me. I know I'm probably going to sound like an old fart, but like, Why is there this rush to get these kids when they're 13, 14, 15? And if you don't, by the time they're 16 or 17, they're too old? Like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know
the
if
age
they're
of high
too
school
old,
kids. Like, what are we talking about?
You got guys like Connor Jones and these other guys that are running really good, and they're older.
Yeah.
Like Luke Baldwin. I mean,
How old is he?
I don't know. What is he? 18, 19?
Somebody in the chat. Hook us
Yeah.
up.
How old's Baldwin? And he's not even old. And you
Right.
might consider him old to be moving up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Sid, the other problem it creates when they're starting so young is that you don't really have the guys who like really have to sort of knock down the wall to get into the sport. Like they loved it sort of on their own accord, and then they got into it. Basically, the problem you have is a bunch of guys who just were born into the racing pipeline and they end up doing it. Like, that's just what you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you sort of
Luke
lose
Baldwin's
those
18.
stories.
Yeah, he'll be
Right.
19 in June.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think not just in racing, but kids at young ages now, I feel like are expected to, like, once you become a teenager. I know, like, in AAU basketball and stuff like that, you're asking kids to play however so many games every weekend, like 10, 12 games a weekend, while also traveling, and you're in school, you're still trying to be a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's how I think you shouldn't start racing like full time going on the road till 16, 17, just because I think at that age you're still figuring out who you want to be. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
at that age, it's like tomorrow you could not want to be a race car driver,
Right.
but you're too far into it now. You can't not do it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like everybody's sort of hunting, like, having the next Jeff Gordon. And
Yeah.
you sort of arbitrary limit, like,
Yeah.
again, like, the stories behind the drivers are sort of underratedly important when you present racing as, like, a full entertainment package. I mean, you're kind of losing, like, the guys who really, like, had to, grit and, blood, sweat, and tears their way into it, and they got into a ride at 30. Like, Priest is a rare exception nowadays.
All right.
But even then, like when you said like the next Jeff Gordon, like,
Right.
I hate when people say, "Oh, this kid's gonna be the next Earnhardt." It's like just let them be their own
Right.
person.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why are we comparing?
I mean, dude, at 13, like,
At
I was
13.
stupid still.
At
Well, I still
13,
kind of
I-
am a little bit, but
Well,
yeah.
even Logano, like,
Right.
he had the nickname Sliced Bread, and I'm looking at his stats now. Like, he went full time at 19 and did win a race, but then there's this misperception of like, oh, so everybody can do that? Well, no,
Yeah.
everybody can't.
I
Like,
don't know.
Logano's turned out to be extremely talented.
right. Well,
and,
but he was in a Joe Gibbs car, and that first win was a rain delay. I mean, he didn't get his first win like really on
Yeah,
speed until
3 years later.
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what's unbelievable is I got beat by 6 seconds by Brody in the finale, and he reminds me of it all the time.
And rightfully so. right.
He's like, Uncle James, I beat you by 6 seconds.
Oh my lord! All right, that's the stat chat, people.
Good
Thanks
job.
to Who's Retired. Thank
all
you.
right, Fro.
All right. Excellent. All right. What do we got next here? I believe it is time for us. If I could just get my what together. What is going on over here? I'm flustered. Oh, I was looking up Logano stats. That kind of screwed me up a little bit. All right. So what we need to do here is get ready. Oh, what's going on there?
Well, you see, I got this fresh tumbler today.
Is that
Oh.
right? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I wanted to be like Good Morning America. I watch it every morning. I wanted something to sip on. I've been so parched from all
He
the
watches
talking.
Good Morning America. You're just letting your oldness seep out of that.
Well, you
microphone
guys
today.
don't watch Good Morning America. You probably don't get up early enough to watch it,
Correct.
right? Nobody
Yeah.
in here watches Good Morning America?
No, I don't
moving
have
on.
time for that.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what time does it air?
Yeah, moving
Dude,
on.
come on.
What is it? 6 to 8?
Dude, stop. All right, let's
It's
go.
like 7 to 10.
Oh, I'm up by then, but I ain't watching that.
Strahan,
All
and
right.
Robin Roberts.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
on.
So listen, we need to determine the final four for the Seacont Grand Prix Fendered March Madness.
Oh, we're doing that?
Now, I'm gonna give you
What do you mean? Of course we're doing it.
here's what you have to look forward to. Okay, I'm going to give you a little teaser. You ready? Every matchup was a 3-2 barn burner. Every single one.
Oh,
Was it?
my.
Yeah.
All right.
Sydney updates the graphics, so he's the only one that knows the results. So let's get started. As always, we shall start with the... Oh, hold on. We're just going to lose the scroll for a little bit. Our friends from Monaco will be back, and we're going to hit you up
Handsome bugger you are.
with the G. Thank you, buddy. All right. So,
Oh my.
Kevin Gambacorta,
What a good matchup.
Adam Gray.
What
Absolute heavyweights of the late model division at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Adam Gray has been just riding those 4-1 votes to victory up to the final 8. Kevin Gambacorta was undefeated until last week. Had a barn burner against the popular Paul Verricchio Jr. Our man Fro is going to go last on this one. I'm going to start you off. And I like to we'll build up a little drama here, right? So, as you know, the rules are the seeding was based on your 2024 season in Southern New England, and the template that we are supposed to use to determine our winner is what would happen if they were racing for the lead on the last lap.
That's the way you look at it.
That's the rules that were laid out. If you choose not to follow them, that's your own
I got other
fault.
things in my
That's
brain.
why you never pick the rest like the rest of us.
So other things in your brain. You
So
say.
my story on this one is
Okay.
Adam Gray and Kevin are battling it out. Okay, they're at Stafford, and they are heading around turns 1 and 2 side by side. Mm-hmm. And then, wouldn't you know,
What?
Chris Meyer's right behind him, and he's pissed
A
because
live wire.
we bounced his ass early. So they're coming down the backstretch.
Who's on the inside?
I'm going to say that you're going to have Adam Gray on the inside. So he got under Kevin coming out of 2. They go into 3, and Meyer says, I'm getting into this thing. And he gets into Adam, and they get a little squirrely. Now, they save it because they're both Will, man. The problem is Kevin was high side, smooth sailing around, and he takes the win by a couple feet. Kevin Gambacorta, Sydney's vote. Over to you.
That was a great.
That was fantastic. Sid. You should go
Like
try
that?
and write a movie script or something like that.
We only have four picks. I had to draw it out.
Well,
like that.
this is how my story goes. Okay?
Please,
Yeah,
please.
why did you lay it
Rebuttal
out?
to you.
Well, here we go. These guys are racing side by side. I'm going to say Kevin Gambacorta goes into turn 1 with the lead. Adam Gray rolls it in high, cuts it down through the middle, comes off of turn 2 underneath Gambacorta. Mm-hmm. The rest is history. Adam Gray to the line by 1.
Okay. So that is 1-1. Remy, over to you.
Listen.
Oh, here we go.
Everybody
hear this story.
playing up the dramatics.
I was thinking about it. I watched Adam Gray go 3 wide to try to get a win this season.
Yep.
Do you not think Adam Gray will do anything?
You don't have to keep
To
punching the
beat-
table, by the way.
Sorry.
Take it easy.
No, she's
Take
got to
it
make
easy.
her point, Sid.
Oh, yeah.
to beat Kevin Gambacorta?
I mean, I told you what I think. This is what you think.
Well, I pick Adam Gray.
Okay.
Oh,
Adam Gray's
my.
up 2-1 on the defending champ. Jack, over to you.
I was trying to think of a story when you guys were doing your thing.
Way up the bar, huh?
I couldn't really think of one, but I'll try my damnedest.
Yeah, what do you got?
Adam Gray was the first driver at Stafford and in this whole racing thing that I really gravitated towards.
Mhm.
I thought his personality was great. And then I saw Kevin's calmness and how cold he was and how he didn't talk.
This guy is
Ice.
He
Ice
just had
cold.
ice in the veins,
He
and he
did.
just went balls to the wall and he raced. So, in my head, when I was picking this, right, I'm thinking, they're on the back stretch, turn 3, turn 4. I'm thinking Kevin just bottom shot, and get
Oh, the
some
bottom shot.
the
Wow.
bottom shot, gets him right, gets him right to the line.
I love this guy.
So you went with the champ.
I picked Kevin Gambacorta.
So what's the score?
So we
2-2?
got 2-2 down to the bullpen for my man Fro to decide the winner. Hit it.
Let me tell you guys a little story here. Okay. Adam Gray, Kevin Gambacorta. All right, heavyweights, right? Banging doors down the back, final time. And Gray has got the inside. I mean, that's the place you want Gray to be, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Getting a little overzealous. Sends it in. Turn 3. Way up the track. Gambacorta backs off. Gets back in the throttle early. He's to the flag. And Kevin Gambacorta is moving on.
Wow. All right. The champ. Wow. A little bit of almost a upset, not an upset there, huh?
Wow. Well, 2 heavyweights for sure.
Yeah, all right.
Can't be mad about that.
So let's move on to the sweet stock bracket
I'm
over here.
glad my camera wasn't up. My veins were popping for that one. I was really feeling that story.
I'm actually surprised.
Really?
I'm surprised you picked him to have the most wins.
I think he will, but I don't think he won that one.
All right,
Wow.
Remy, we're
Yeah?
going to start the sweet stocks. Over to you.
Damn. I don't have a story for this one, so I'm just gonna tell you.
It's fine.
Travis Hydar.
Travis Hadar. Okay.
Travis Hyde.
Jack, over to you.
We're gonna try to do this WWE style.
No boy.
Let's see how it goes. I don't know. You know, Ryan Waterman. From the time that I saw him, I knew he was a special guy, special driver.
Yeah.
You know, but Hydar was whipping that candy ass all season, like The Rock. You know, and you know,
What are we talking about?
I went Travis Hydar.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Travis up
Wow.
2-0. Rob, over to you.
Let me tell you guys a story. I gave it to Waterman.
Well, this was a hard one.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen. Travis was like a freaking machine. Just unbelievable. Clearly the fastest car every week.
Oh, yeah.
You
No
know?
question.
Problem is, in my scenario, he I don't know, got a flat tire, something stupid.
That happened
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
I mean, how many stupid things happened to him this year?
I mean,
Oh,
if he
yeah.
wasn't
So
winning, he
I
basically
could not,
DNF'd.
I could not discredit that. And if you're gonna have that kind of bad luck when you're battling Waterman, that means Waterman takes the win. Wow. So 2-2, over to you, my friend.
This is on me.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, and I've been busting your guys' chops
Don't screw this up.
about not picking Waterman.
Yeah.
But, you know, when it come down to this pick here, Hydar is just so good. He's so good that it's hard to pick him. Really?
He's too smooth.
I went with my man Ryan Waterman.
Oh my, he's moving on.
That's it, baby.
Waterman 3-2.
A true streeter.
Wow. I have the feeling we're going to get an earful from Ernie Jr.
Yeah. Are you happy,
Next
Diego?
time we
You
see
expected
him-
me to pick Hydar, didn't
Oh,
you?
yeah, I thought you were.
Right. No, see, I
That one
subverted
was
the
tough.
expectations there.
I almost went with Waterman. but
Oh, there-
Yeah.
I couldn't.
All right, so let's go over to the tube chassis bracket. I'm going to start you off. This one was tough. I got to tell you. You know how I love history, right? My man Palmer, he's got those 100-plus wins.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what he doesn't have?
What?
He don't have a badass nickname like my man Rowdy Burns, so I went
Oh,
with the
yeah.
upset. Burns
Okay.
for the win.
Okay.
Over to you.
Wow. You know what? You know where my roots lie, right?
Correct.
Rowdy Burns, I think, is the real deal. But not tonight.
Not tonight. The veteran
Not
got him.
The
you said?
veteran Jay Palmer taking down the W.
Okay. Robert, over to you, my friend.
Now, I gave an explanation last week about why I picked Aaron Agato over Palmer, right? And it was about the strength of field. Still applies tonight. I gave it to Burns.
Burns up 2-1.
Okay.
Looking for the upset. Over to Rems. What do you got?
See, I had to go with someone. I know Fro was talking about the field. And
Strength of field.
You
Yes.
had no chance of making that without laughing. before
Remy,
you
what
went
the
down.
wordplay? It's falling apart,
There's
Remy.
no
It's
way
falling
that was
apart.
coming out before she started laughing. Not a chance.
What the hell is going on?
Anyway, I went with Jason Palmer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's
Good job.
down to Jack Frost.
Okay. This late in the game,
Dude, he's so funny.
you know, it's about legacy.
Yeah.
It's about stature and wins. If you guys got 100 wins, I mean, it's hard to pick against them, you know. So I did go Jay Palmer.
All
So
right.
Jason Palmer
Oh, wow.
taking his 100 wins to the Final
All
Four.
right.
And finally, in our truck off bracket,
Oh, this is great.
another 100-win guy against a Cinderella guy. We got Rick Martin versus Charlie Beal. Let's see what we want to do here. I'm going to say we're going to have... Jack, why don't you go first on this one?
You know, Cinderella's shoe sometimes has to break, unfortunately, you know? Sometimes it doesn't fit,
Yeah.
you know? I saw Rick Martin's name when we first started doing this. He was a 1 seed. You know, I've learned more about him as we've gotten to do this. The guy's name just it has something to it. We're going to keep riding with Rick Martin, so I picked Rick Martin.
All right. I'm gonna double down on that.
Wow.
I went with Rick Martin as well. I felt like he's got a nice run, but again, I feel like down the stretch, flat tire, something happened, got into a jingle that wasn't his fault, bad luck hit him, and Rick Martin's just too crafty of a vet, so I went Martin. 2-0, over to you, Diego.
Listen, to me, when I looked at this bracket from the get-go,
Yeah.
you know, Rick Martin is really good, but there was only 2 names that stuck out to me in this bracket. And it's the 2 names that went at it all year at the Speedbowl.
Yeah.
It's between Chapman and Beal.
Yep.
And now that Chapman's out, I think Beal and Chapman are so close, it's a coin toss on any given night when they race.
Mm-hmm.
I think Beal beats Martin here. So I'm taking Beal.
Okay. I like that. Rob, over to you.
Radical Rick. Let me tell you, he is radical, okay? Guy's a legend on the track. Also, one of the funniest people I've ever seen. I mean, he was hilarious at that banquet, right?
At the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. But I saw something in that Waterford Truck Series this year. Excuse me, Truck Division. I know people get on me about that. Okay. I've seen some things in that division that I've never seen before across a season. If you can survive that, in my opinion, you can survive anything. Right. I gave it to Charlie Beal.
All right.
2-2.
The real deal.
Oh,
might
he's the
move
real deal,
forward.
all right.
And Remy will now determine if he remains the real deal or if he becomes the banana peel.
That's a bar.
The banana Beal.
Jeez.
Here's the thing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. I don't
In
like
my
this.
head,
There's a lot
All right.
going on in there.
Yeah.
it really is. Beal's getting close to Rick, all right? But he's on the outside. Chapman, he's out for blood. He's really not having it.
Oh, he's in this race.
Yeah, he's in it. And he says, screw you, Beal. You're
Oh,
out.
revenge factor.
Oh,
And
my.
Rick Martin wins the race.
Oh, my.
Wow. Okay. So-
Undone by Chapman again.
Our final
Unbelievable.
4 is now set. All Cinderellas got bounced. Our last 2 were Rowdy Burns and Charles Beal. So, next week, we will determine the winner. And we will have Kevin Gambacorta versus Ryan Waterman.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then a pair of guys that both have over 100 wins in their career. Rick Martin versus Jason Palmer. And then the winner of those 2 will face off, and we will determine this year's Fendered March
my.
Madness winner. And wouldn't you know, and this was not by design, nor did we talk about this, but we have a Stafford Late Model Champion, a Thompson Street Stock Champion, a Waterford Late Model Champion, and a Seekonk Truck Champion.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
Isn't that nice? So a lot of fun with that, and we will determine the final winner
Oh, yeah.
in next week's show.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
Gloves are off now. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't. I'm looking at those matchups. I don't see how any of those are coming back to checkered clean.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way.
All right, a lot of fun with that. Let's move on. Our friends over at Legion Speedway once again are going to sponsor this week's Did You Know session. Well, I did a little diving into the stats here, try to find a Did You Know. Now, Joey Logano, of course, is the... from the research I did, has 585 starts on the Cup Series. By far the most of any New England native. Did you know? Now, Ryan Preece is 193 and counting. Did you know who is in between? That's third best for New England natives, I should say. Did you know who has more than Ryan Preece, but less than Joey Logano? New England native on the Cup Series. Go.
Ricky Craven.
Nice. Well done, Diego.
That was
Well
too
done.
quick. That was scary.
278.
Wow.
Can I get a hell yeah?
That's impressive.
No.
I was just doing some stats here. Do you remember Rob Moroso?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 29 starts for him. Parker Kligerman, 30. Kaz Gralla, 31 and counting. Ken Bouchard, 33. Randy LaJoy, 44. Former Daytona 500 winner Pete Hamilton, 64. Ron Bouchard with 160. Jerry Nadeau with a quiet 177. I didn't think he had that many.
Yeah.
Ryan Preece now with 193 and counting. Ricky Craven with 278. And Joey Logano with 585.
Right.
Kligerman's got 30 Cup starts, really?
Yeah.
Wow, Gaunt Bros, right?
Yeah.
96.
So, Diego, it's time once again
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
he's getting loosened up over there.
for one of your favorite. Oh, no. We're not doing, it's not the viewer mail yet.
No.
No.
I know what's coming up.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So we were worried a little bit. We were worried about whether we were going to be able to start the weekly pick'ems, and then we posted Diego's wonderful face.
Oh, everybody loves it.
And see if we could get a sponsor.
And bam.
And our man Jason Paquette from Northeast Truck and Off Road said, "You know what? Let's get it started."
Good
So,
peeps.
let's giddy up.
So cool.
You know, we've been raving about how awesome the Pop Culture Minute theme song has been, which it is, but let's not sell the weekly
Oh,
pick'ems.
yeah.
We just haven't heard it yet. But
Yeah.
great.
It's kind of
Yeah.
left our psyche a little bit, but now it's back at full force.
All right, so just a little reminder here how we do the weekly pick'ems now. So there's 5 of us, and we each pick on a traditional week with everybody running. You would pick one from each track: Stafford, Thompson, Seekonk, Waterford, and then a touring series. When any of those tracks are not running, you get a wild card pick. So for this week, when it's just the icebreaker, we need to pick at least one from their point divisions, one from a touring division, and then the other 3 can be whatever other races at Thompson that you want. But you have to have one from their point division and one from their weekly division. And every week we will we'll post the picks before the weekend goes, and then as we start tallying them up, and let's just hope that I don't kick your asses as bad as I did last year.
Last
That's all
year,
I'm saying.
dude.
That's all I'm saying.
It's not gonna happen,
Okay.
Sid. Okay. Sun's got to shine on a dog's ass every now and
I
then.
guess that is correct. Well, listen. Why don't you go first?
Oh,
then,
go,
guy?
Chirpy.
Yeah, go ahead, Chirps.
All right, you guys. I don't want you copying Fro. I know how you like to write down names after because you don't fill your blanks.
Yeah, I'll
in.
think about it.
Right? Don't do it. I've got my eyes
we'll
on
see,
you
we'll
guys.
see.
So for the Thompson Speedway pick, right? Because that's the first one. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a chalk, and I'm going with it. Late model. Derek G.
Okay,
Okay?
Glue Chalky. That's a good
That's
one.
1-0. Touring
That's
series.
It's not 1-0. That's just your first pick. Let's
Well,
not start.
that's just my first
tally this. All right. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Touring series.
Yeah.
I went here with the Wheelin' Modified Tour.
Okay.
Okay? I went with my new friend.
Oh, here we go.
You know who my new friend is?
Yeah.
The baby catcher. Justin Bonsignor, baby. Come on, give me a win
right.
there, please.
Okay.
Just in case you're still listening, I want you to step it up this week.
Mm-hmm.
The MTTS is my next pick.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here, I think, is the real deal. Had a great race down south this past week. Stephen Kopchak. Damn.
That's a good pick. He was running there. At the
Oh,
end.
yeah, he was running. That boy is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the real deal, that brings me to another series.
Oh my!
Wow, look at this. Oh, lo and behold.
I can't with this.
We're on to the Pro Truck Series.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, this is great. This is great. I'm looking forward to this. Wait, take it easy. I'm looking forward to this race because there's going to be a lot of trucks there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I almost wish I had one in the fight here.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do. and I'm picking it. I'm going 30. Jason Beal this weekend.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Last but not least, this is my last pick. Are you ready, Jack?
Let's hear it.
Okay. All right. Bonsignore's on. That's what I like to see. All right.
I don't know if he likes to see that you picked him, though,
No.
necessarily.
No.
It's kind of a bad sign,
No,
traditionally.
No. He's happy.
Okay.
I seen him riding
Yeah.
the high side at Homestead
We'll let
this
him
week.
decide that.
I said, that's my guy.
Just
You know what I
say
mean?
your pick, will you?
All right. My last pick is for the R&R Street Stocks.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with this one. I'm taking Ryan, who?
Chalk Lynham.
The little chalk line him.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having
That's
me.
actually not a bad round of picks.
Thank you,
Sorry
Sid.
to all of you that just got picked. Yeah. And I believe that's what Justin's comment is
Oh, here we
probably
go.
alluding to. But
No,
yeah.
I'm a winner. I am a winner. I swear.
Based on what?
Just because I am. That's how confident I am.
Good answer, Diego. Good answer.
Remy, over to you.
Quiet down.
All right.
Okay. Well. So 604. I was going back and forth on it.
Back and forth.
Back and forth. I don't want to say my opinions because I feel like it would actually happen, but I'm just going with Keith Rocco. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Good pick.
Touring series. Wow.
Hold on.
Touring series. Wheelin'. Patrick Emmerling.
Ooh.
Street Stocks. Ryan Waterman. Going to Tri-Track. I'm going with Mike Christopher Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Truck Challenge. I'm going with. I hope I say it correctly.
Come on. It's like one of the easiest names in racing.
You're making me sweat.
Don't tell me it's Randy Burr.
It's going to be Dwayne Knoll or something.
Yeah, do
Oh, my God. Of course it is.
You gave it up, though, Rob. We wanted to see if she could say it.
Right.
Well, you can still see if she wants to. I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dwayne Knoll.
Okay.
All right.
Not bad, Rems.
Thank you.
Jack, what do you got?
So the 604 mods, I went with Isaiah Newcomb.
Ooh.
The Tri-Track series, I went with the King Matt Hirschman.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
For
Truck.
the
Just kidding. Go ahead.
for the
He
wheel
looked up like, do you want to fight?
for the wheelin' mods, I know Justin's in the chat. I know we haven't met. You look and seem like a great guy. I went with Ron Silk.
Ooh.
For the pass race, I went with DJ Shaw,
Ooh, nice.
and then the R&R street stock race, I went with Brian Waterman.
Ooh. Okay. Do we know Waterman's going to be in that,
Oh,
right?
he got a car.
Oh, he did.
Well, he got a nice one.
All right.
He was in the entry list.
Yeah, he got a nice one.
Rob,
We'll see.
over to you.
All right. Thanks for the ideas, guys.
Oh, see? It's bull crap.
No, I'm kidding.
I
I'm
know
kidding.
how you roll.
I'm kidding. I don't share picks, I think, with any of you guys except for one pick with Remy. So let me rip them off for you. Sunoco. Okay. Got to put my money where my mouth is. Going with Zach. Mr. Racer.
Okay.
The old Monaco Modifieds. I say Anthony Nacelle is going to get it done.
Wow.
Good pick.
Mod Tour. Here's my chalk pick of the week. I went Patrick Emmerling.
That's a chalk.
It is how he's been running.
Justin, you better step it up.
Pro Truck. Okay. I really started swinging for the fences when we get these last two spots. I put Bert Ouellette.
I picked him for the championship.
He's in it. He's going to be it. And he's going to win this
Wow.
weekend if we
Wow.
race. Yep. Count on it. Watch.
When we race, we're gonna race. You got to put it into existence, man.
SK Light. Evan Bourgois.
Wow. You know he's going to be there?
It's on the entry list.
Okay.
It's about all I can, deduce from that.
Shit, did you give yours already?
No. See, I
I see you erasing names.
I'm the
and
defending.
shit.
I'm the defending
Here we go.
champ, so I go
Oh,
last.
yeah, the erasers going. This
got that
guy's
right.
too freaking much here, man.
No, well, I just remembered that.
Oh,
What
Sid,
Justin
come
was
on.
really alluding to was not to pick him.
Right. Good.
All right. So, I'm going with Baldwin in the tour race. Gonna mix it
The
up.
wheel in tour race?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going with Silk in the tri-track race.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Pulio in the 604s.
Oh, that's a nice one.
And then I'm going with Corey Fanning in the Streeters. And then I'm going to counter your Beal in the Evolve, and I'm going to pick Chapman.
This is great.
Wow. All right.
Look
All
at
right.
it. Back at
So-
it again. The Beals and Chapmans. It doesn't end.
This is the hardest one to pick is the first week, especially on the
Thompson.
track like Thompson that
Yeah.
doesn't run weekly, and we're
Yeah.
kind of not sure who the heck is running and whatnot, but we'll see how we do with those. As with everything we do, it's all just for fun. And now it is time for the wonderful, highly anticipated viewer mail brought to us by our friend. Well, you know what? We're going to let Diego tell you because it is his segment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, here we go again, folks, with the Ed Marcel firewood and land clearing segment of viewer mail. And if you need wood this weekend at Thompson, be sure to get a hold of Ed because he's got it for you.
Gee,
All right.
you even had like the chair turn out of the transition.
I
That was very
getting-
sophisticated.
No, I am excited about my segment. I don't have very much responsibility on this show but the chat. And so you guys give me this little segment. I actually have to do
Yeah,
something.
his ownership of the segment, it's off the charts.
I love it.
great.
Let's go,
Jesus.
baby. All right.
We don't even have to space out the intro.
Yeah, I know. Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay, so here we go. You guys are ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wanting to know what the Sid's View podcast crew's thoughts are on the NASCAR Truck and ARCA series being at Lime Rock this June. It's the first ever in Southern New England for both. Would you all be interested in going, supposing availability? Thoughts on the road course racing in general, and do you think having a race could lead to a Connecticut Oval getting a national date in the future? What do you think?
I don't have any interest in the. I'm just not a road course guy, and I know Keeter's probably going to be bummed out about this, but
Yeah.
just not in my wheelhouse. No interest, and I don't think there's any chance that they would ever be a cup race at any of the Connecticut Ovals.
Well, I mean, maybe not a cup race.
Yeah, what about truck or ARCA?
What about a truck
Right.
ARCA
Yeah.
race?
Maybe. I don't know.
I would still love to go. I mean, when's the last time trucks were in Connecticut? It's been a long time. If it's ever happened, I mean, if it's happened, it happened
Listen,
before like 2005.
If I have nothing going on,
Yeah,
like racing wise or going to watch Brody race, I'm definitely going.
to Lime Rock.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Definitely going.
I already have my tickets bought.
You do?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I
going.
mean, Rob, is that a shock that Remy's got tickets to that
No,
race?
it's not. It's not. But I mean, I would like to go.
Matter of fact,
the work schedule is
I'm going to go early.
really.
I'm going to go early because I have friends at Tricon, and I'm going to go hang out. You guys want to go? We go walk in, shake hands with Corey Hyman
Oh,
stuff.
really?
This would be great.
Oh,
right?
Gio would be there. The whole crowd.
Gio would
oh,
be
yeah.
there.
Oh, I'd love it, Diego. I'd love
This
to.
would be great.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about this event. I really am. My boys Seth and Derek Smith are coming home for they race. They're right here from Waterford and crew chiefs, pretty much at Tricon. I'm excited.
Are you aware of what just happened in the chat, Sid?
What happened?
I totally misread Justin's text. Now we're all dead to him except for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Also,
you,
one of my
Justin.
picks is already shot down.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I picked a guy 3 times last year. He screwed me every time.
Yeah,
So he's
well-
got to wait for my pick now.
Nope. I am very happy.
He should be pissed because, you suck at this game and you're the only one that picked him. So he should be
No,
pissed.
last year I was just
Not gonna-
picking.
not gonna
I
be
was
good for
throwing
you.
names out there. This year I come to take the money.
We're crisscrossing segments. Go ahead.
Whatever.
Back-
So, anyways,
Back
I'm
to the-
excited about it. I don't know. Like, my curious question here is,
Yeah.
my curiosity is if Stafford was still NASCAR,
yeah.
would they get a truck show? You think, or an ARCA show? The way that they are. I only know what's in our area, but
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Flow, and I watch a lot of Racing America, and I've been to quite a few tracks. Not many are like Stafford.
I mean, it's all about, if the money worked out for him, I'm sure they would do it. I
Would
don't-
they still do it even if they're NASCAR sanctioned?
And you don't have to be NASCAR sanctioned to have a tour race.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, is Lime Rock NASCAR sanctioned? And not, is it?
I don't
think so.
No.
no.
Yeah.
I would be interested. I mean, I think Stafford is deserving of one.
Yeah.
No, they got the facility for it.
I mean, well, that's what it comes down to. It's not really about like the track. The facility has to be able to accommodate 36 massive haulers.
Yeah,
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But like,
And the broadcast.
also, I don't know if that's, but like the catch fence around the whole speedway, will they need that for like trucks or ARCA? Because
Oh yeah, I didn't
like,
think about that stuff.
Stafford
but
doesn't have it all around the track. They don't have it on the backstretch.
you don't think they would put it up to put a truck race in? That shit would be right up.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Well, she's saying they don't have the catch fence on down the straightaways at Stafford. You know, you know how they went to Bowman Gray and just
Had
pretty
to
much
put it all in.
reconfigured
Right.
the whole place.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
and
but even then, Stafford's already got a safer barrier in. That's the biggest thing for them.
Yeah.
But I think
That's what
if
Bowman Gray's
Stafford
big.
got a date and they decided to take it, I think they'd put the fence up, even if it was half of it on their dime. I don't know. But I mean, the question was, do you think that any Connecticut tracks besides Lime Rock may be able to benefit off this?
I think
what do you guys
the
think?
closest one would probably be Stafford, just because of the size.
Yeah.
And if the money's there, why not?
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, I think Thompson has the size as well. I don't know
Yeah.
if they have no, they probably have the infrastructure for the broadcast too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the Bowl. It
No,
would
definitely not.
no. But Thompson could do it as well. I mean, Thompson,
Yeah.
they've got plenty of room for haulers all around.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
misread that as cup only. Yeah, for the lower series, it probably
could happen.
definitely makes more sense. Yep.
Be a great race. I mean, listen, they could run.
I probably would a truck race at Stafford. I'd sign up for that.
That would be,
Yeah, oh, come on. Of
That'd be
course you
dope.
would. What do you
That'd
mean?
be-
That'd be
how about a
sick.
truck race at
That'd be
Thompson?
sick.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Either-
Truck race at the
either.
High Banks would be great too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be one of the best
But
races they
you know,
put
their
on.
facility, I mean, is a little rough now. You know, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, but I would love to see it. I don't know if it benefits at all, but I don't know.
Jeremy said Thompson's dangerous with.
Yeah,
the
there's no
walls.
safer.
Yeah, right.
Remy, have you been to Lime Rock for?
No.
No.
I haven't been there in probably 15 years,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, it's a
went
beautiful
once.
facility.
Yeah, I
right?
went there
Yeah.
once or twice. I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to bring the family.
Yeah.
We're all going to go. I'm sure my brother and Brody and them are all going to go. We're going to go for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean,
How
along
could
with
you not go to that?
Well, I mean, to Sid's point, I am not the biggest fan of road course racing. I really never have been. But the trucks and Xfinity, to an extent, I mean, they put on road course barn burners. You remember that Cole Custer,
Listen,
John Hunter?
just the
Remy?
pre-race hype.
That was fantastic.
It'd be like a little carnival, like a show. Everything happening before.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun to go to.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the email. Listen, everybody too. I got one more for you, but please, if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to chat about something that's happening in a local race, and I encourage you to email. What's the email again, Sid?
Sid's View. Way to be on top of your own segment.
one job.
Sid's View
Diego.
Podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. I just wanted Sid to say because he speaks a lot better than me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's why.
Sure.
That's why you guys like me doing this stuff. All right. You guys ready for the next one? This is a great one too.
All right, lay it on me.
All right. Should all drivers have their own social media YouTube channels at this point? Right? Great point.
Yeah.
People like Alex Fern and David Arute giving behind the scenes, but also to let people know where they are racing. Now this is we have this discussion today before we started this.
Yeah.
Just about putting yourself out there a little bit with social media, and I've had this conversation with you guys. I wholeheartedly agree with this.
Yeah, see, I think it's a little bit different than what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the difference between having a social media presence and did you say it was should they all have their own YouTube channel?
A social media / YouTube channel.
Yeah, so
right?
I mean the answer to the YouTube channel is 100% no.
Right.
I mean the reason why David and Alex have great YouTube content is because they have great personalities
Right.
for that, and not every driver does. And
Right.
some drivers don't like the camera; they want no part of it.
Right.
And it's one of those things like when we talked about. We've gotten to the debate about like should this division have spotters? Should everybody have spotters? And it's like, well, yeah, it sounds great, but the reality is not everybody's a good spotter.
Right. Not
Right.
practical.
And this is the same thing is that not everybody would be good creating YouTube content, and a lot of it
Yeah.
would be actually very cringeworthy.
Now, social media presence, I mean, if you do it right in today's day and age, I don't see how it could be a detriment. Again, You have to do it right. But YouTube, there are a lot of drivers out there. There are fantastic race car drivers that are not made to have a camera pointed in their face for 15 minutes.
Listen, Rich Keeter is spot on. Social media is free for the most part. You just have to put the work in.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this. I know that posting seems like, no big deal.
That's a lot.
Oh, the posting's
It's
hard.
a lot.
Posting's almost the hardest part of it.
And to post regularly with some consistency at the right times, it becomes a job. And I understand that. And it's not as easy as it looks, especially if you lead a busy life.
Right.
And so...
Well, and you also have to be cognizant of the interactions that it gets because, and like I have this with, I manage multiple clients' social media.
Yeah.
And for a majority of them, I say, okay, listen, here's the content I will do. Here's when I will post it. And I'm not monitoring the comments because that's a whole nother thing.
Oh, right.
And so, fortunately, they're not the type of clients that would really generate that kind of stuff, but it can happen. And when it does, you have to manage it and be on top of it. But I make sure I make it clear, like I'm not managing any comments.
Yeah.
Like I'll take care of your content and I'll schedule it out. But because if you get really good at it, and it is good to have engaging content, and of course with the podcast, that is something that I stay on top of. But to have to do that for really more than one would be overwhelming.
I also think that the more teams that have a social media presence makes for a better racing product, if that makes sense, because people get excited about coming. There's more people in the stands. They feel like they know you more. They root for you differently, if that makes sense, right? Because you're like kind of letting them in your life with these little
I feel like the more fan interaction you have, the better.
Right.
But to Sid's point, a lot of people don't like the cameras and the glitz and the glamour. They just want to go there, do their job.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that
what I
either.
mean? So,
but
I think it depends on the driver. But
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they might even like it, and then no one else does. Like, at a certain point, you need to be able to tell them, like, maybe this isn't the right content avenue. Like, there's plenty of stuff you can do for social media that's not, like, vlog style. And there really is.
Yeah.
A lot of the most successful racing content is not that style.
Right. Yeah, so everybody should. I think the answer to the question is, it's free. You should put some effort into it so people know where you're racing, when you're racing. They want to know a little about you.
And you don't have to be on camera. You can have somebody record your car and just put
so
it
many
together.
there's avenues of like fan apparel to be sold.
Right.
There's all types of outlets for money to be made to continue your racing endeavors.
Right.
And it's up to you to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
But yeah, I mean, if the question is, should you have a presence? I feel like in 98% of cases at this point, the answer is yes.
Yes.
It really is. I don't see how it's not.
Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy has great questions.
Oh, it's Jeremy right there.
Yeah, Jeremy has
shout out
great
Jeremy.
questions.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
He's a sweetheart of a guy. Real sweetheart.
Okay. All right. Thanks as always. Keep those emails coming in. A lot of fun with that segment. Really enjoy it.
Me too.
And now we are ready for the Reminator. I got your back on this one, Rem.
Thank you.
It's time for the Pop Culture Minute.
I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the
Sponsoring?
sponsoring
Oh, here we go again.
sponsoring the Pop Culture Minute.
Okay.
So, George Foreman sadly passed away last Friday. He was a two-time heavyweight boxing champion. You might know him for his famous battle with Muhammad Ali, Rumble in the Jungle. Throughout his boxing career, he won 76 out of the 81 fights. He was inducted into the World of Boxing Hall of Fame and International Boxing Hall of Fame. He even won an Olympic gold medal. Once he was done with his boxing career, he later became a preacher and a businessman selling George Foreman grills, which is actually where he made the most money. He also dabbled in a little bit of reality TV for a hot minute doing Family Foreman.
For a hot minute.
Better late than never. Besides doing all these amazing things, did you guys know 5 of his sons have the same name as him? George Jr., the 3rd, the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Wait,
Rest in peace to Big George.
Yo, do you know what his daughter's name is?
George the
George-
7th?
Georgetta.
No
Yeah.
way. Wait, so
Yes.
so there's not even like a lineage. His sons are George 2, George 3.
Yes.
George, dude, I say I'm going to do that as a joke sometimes.
And,
I'm like,
and
holy
his
crap.
daughter's name is Georgetta.
That is
Yeah.
insane.
So I think what people forget, and if you're old like me, and he's even a little before my time, but you know, when he was a boxer, he was considered like kind of a jerk. He was not friendly. He was not friendly with the press.
Yeah.
He was not likable. And when he lost to Muhammad Ali, that was like a big. That was the famous rope-a-dope. That term rope-a-dope is that he basically Ali just let Foreman wear himself out, and then he took over the fight after Foreman had basically wasted his energy, and he was probably close to 10 years older than Foreman. Foreman was only just before his 26th birthday when he lost to Ali. He raced a few more times, and then he retired for like 10 years.
10 years.
And then he came back in the late 80s.
Yep.
And he fought a lot. He won a lot of jobbers. He lost to Evander Holyfield. He lost to Tommy Morrison, who famously was in Rocky V, probably the worst Rocky movie there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he beat Michael Moore for the WBA and IBF heavyweight championships when he was 45 years old, 45 years and 299 days old.
Wow.
And by this time, like Remy said, he was selling grills. He had a media presence. He was just jovial, lovable
Dude, he didn't
guy.
start selling grills until he was, in his mid-40s. Like,
Yeah.
So he died at like 75, right?
Yeah.
76.
76. So he lived, like, I was thinking about this driving in the van today, honestly, because I read a little bit about George Foreman. I know he dropped out of school at 15, won an Olympic gold medal at 19, and he made his money, like Remy said, selling these George Foreman grills. Everybody had one.
I
of
know
these
more
freaking
about the
things.
grill than
We
his
had 'em.
boxing career.
We
right?
had one.
Could you imagine? So he had a 30-year run. How much money did he have?
But he also, he reinvented himself.
Yeah. Yes,
Because
exactly.
if you were in the 70s and you said, oh, by the way, in the late 80s and early 90s, George Foreman is going to be this lovable character that's going to be selling, indoor grills on TV, you would have been like, what are you talking about? The guy's an
the hell?
asshole.
Right.
Like he totally reinvented his image and
Yeah.
found a second career as well as going back to boxing. Like Michael Moore was a badass back in
yeah.
the day,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was like the heel, so to speak, like that. I mean, I looked up George
100%.
Foreman, and like the fourth picture here is a picture of him going like
Yeah.
over some grills and food. I'm like, what the
Right.
hell is
Well,
this?
that's why I'm
You're telling me
saying-
he's heel?
He
Yeah.
was like retired from boxing a second time when he started making all his money on George
Yeah.
Foreman grills. So that's like being at my age right now and making a ton of money selling grills and living the next 30 years. How great is that?
Yeah.
Monahan grill line's coming.
Monahan Grill. Come grill your meat here.
Okay.
It's got a ring to
And you know what that means?
Yeah, I think that's probably it, boys.
Time to wrap it up. All right, everybody. Listen, as always, we had a blast. Appreciate being part of your Tuesday nights. Let's bring that down, Rem, as we tell these people that they're going to want to check us out on social because we got reels galore every day. Diego, give us some shout-outs, brother.
Heck yeah, man. Fowler's Auto Wreck, and thanks again for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Tire East for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Legion Speedway for Did You Know? Of course, Seacon Grand Prix for the March Madness bracket. My segment, Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing for viewer mail. Thanks to Riley Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Of course, Monaco Ford for the results ticker. Welcome, if you will, Northeast Truckin' Off-Road for the weekly pickups. Thanks, guys. Who else? Critical Screen Print for the Chalkboard Chatter. Thanks to Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio, because this place is awesome. Last but not least, I say it every week. I mean it every time I say it. I hope you know that. You podcast members, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining on the chat. If you're not a member, be a member so you can comment and join the lives. Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody. We will be back next week with our first Seacon Grand Prix hot seat guest, Ben Dodd. See you then.